So a while back, Carolyn got an email from one of my subscribers. Well, I don't know if it was a subscriber, but somebody watched one of my videos or some of my videos. Now, this is strange to Carolyn and me because Carolyn doesn't use her real name on social media, on Facebook, nowhere. And even her email address really wouldn't imply that this person is Carolyn. So we don't know how she got the email address, but it was quite frightening. One day, I got a comment, and I've talked to you about this, that she accused me, this woman, the commenter, accused me of abusing Carolyn. Thought I was being a little suspicious in my videos. So she wanted to talk to me. She wanted me to contact her so she could address this. Of course, I just blocked her because I thought she was insane. It's none of her business, is my thought. Yeah, I don't even understand this, that apparently since Carolyn doesn't get on videos, she is an abused person. You know, she's just so black and blue that we don't put her on camera, but that's just not the case. I've explained it many times. She's got social anxiety. And just like anybody else, I wouldn't say 90% of the people in the world doesn't want their face on YouTube. But for some reason, since I put my face on YouTube, that means anybody that is around me better put their face on YouTube, including Carolyn's son. Carolyn's son came over here to stay with us for just a few months. I never mentioned his name, never mentioned his age, nothing other than Carolyn's son. And there was a huge expectation that he get his hindside to work immediately. You need to teach this boy a lesson. Well, wait a minute. I wouldn't really consider him a boy. He just got into a tight spot, asked for some help. Sure, we can help, no problem. He immediately got a job. But this expectation that somehow, since I'm on YouTube, you're going to govern my life. Back to this woman who contacted Carolyn. She says, don't tell Rob this, me, but I'm sending you this email because I want you to know that I'm here if you need me. So and she just went on, just insane, that I know that you're in trouble and that you need to. I actually remember what spawned the email or the comment. We had a trespasser on this property. Twice, same person, wanted to talk to Carolyn. Woman came over here. Now, we have a no trespassing sign. She walked right by it. She walked up to the door, knocked on the door. I said, ma'am, you're trespassing. You have to leave. No, I need to talk to your wife. You have to leave. We're not insured here, and if you get hurt, it's my liability. So therefore, since you've been told to leave, if you get hurt at this point on this property, then the responsibility to take care of yourself is on you. She says, well, I want to talk to your wife about a washing machine. I saw her hand washing the other day, and that's uncalled for. I got a washing machine. Well, then a while later, I don't even know, maybe 6 months later, the woman came back. And somehow she snuck around in another neighbor's yard, came around. Of course, I heard her because Carolyn was talking to someone, and Carolyn doesn't talk to anybody. She's got social anxiety. She doesn't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to talk to anybody. Nobody's accusing anybody of abusing me, and I don't want anybody around me. But since Carolyn doesn't want to talk to anybody, well, obviously she's being abused, and I'm lying because who doesn't want to socialize? And this is the problem with people who like to socialize. They think everybody should socialize. And if you're not socializing, then there's something wrong with you. But there are just people in this world that want to be left alone. And Carolyn and I happen to be that. Well, Carolyn's an independent person, and I don't know how to express this anymore. When she wants something, we better get it. She wanted this property. And she said, we are going to get it. I don't know how to explain that any better. So I said, okay, we'll get it. She wanted her son to live here. I wanted a better camper. This camper's a piece of junk. She said, let's get it. Okay, we got it. And we paid more than I wanted to pay. But she wanted it, so we got it. I mean, if I'm so abusive, why would I allow her son on the property? Well, obviously he's abused too because he wasn't on YouTube. Well, to make matters worse, obviously, we do things a little unconventional here. For example, before we got the camper, until her son moved out, Carolyn cooked all her food right here. on this Coleman camp stove. She wanted it here. She wanted a Coleman camp stove outside. Well, actually, she wanted a real stove. I was not opposed to that at all. That was fine with me. But every time we found one, she said, no, it's too far away. No, it's too far away. She didn't want to travel that long to go get something that may or may not work because it's Facebook Marketplace. So we just kept using this. And then we got the camper. He moved out, so she started cooking in there. Only because she liked the idea of sitting down and having meals together. Now that it's cold, she just goes down there, cooks real quick, comes back up here just to stay warm. This is all what she wanted. I've asked her almost daily, do you like the house? Is the house okay? And occasionally she'll say, no, I'd like to have more counter space. And we always work through every problem that she comes up with. So she cooks. Now, I realize in today's society, that is a sexist statement, that she does the cooking, I do the, whatever, take care of the chickens and fill the water tank and the heavier loads of things, but that's just sexist, so apparently that's abuse also. But we do have our defined chores. And I admitted the other day, boy, those chickens are kind of one of my dreadful jobs. I really don't want to take care of those chickens all the time, but I do because it's a chore. It's one of the things I just dread. But nobody said anything about, boy, you're being abused. You tell that woman to do it. No, But as soon as I say Carolyn cooks, you need to get your hindsight in gear and start cooking. Who are you? What do you think you are? Or the dishes. The thing is when I do canning, that's what's so funny. I do all the canning when I can chicken or, whatever meats. You're a wussy. That's women's work. So, I'm darned if I do and darned if I don't. I don't have a choice. And I know people are going to say, oh, just ignore the haters. These are not haters. These are people who are turning me in to authorities or sending Carolyn really spooky emails, even though she doesn't have a public email address. Where are they getting this information? They're stalkers. They're crazy. So I've told you in the past that I've been reported to the authorities in this area. The septic tank and building a tiny house. Sheriff's been here. I've told you all those stories. Person from California, person from Tennessee. The person from Tennessee was arrested by our sheriff and just constantly being reported. Well, I got a comment the other day that says, I am suspect of this. I watch YouTube all the time and I've never heard of anybody being reported from an out-of-state person. Then you don't watch YouTube all the time. People are talking about it all the time. You ever heard of swatting? That is from somebody who is out of state reporting someone that they are hurting someone. So the SWAT team comes in during like a live feed. I think in some cases have actually shot the YouTuber, the person doing the live feed. So what do you mean you haven't heard it? There is a big YouTuber that I used to watch. I watch him still occasionally, who homeschools his kids. And he was reported to the Division of Family Services constantly because of that. His whole family is on YouTube. And there was things that like cutting trees, using a chainsaw to cut the tree. And the son was learning how to use a chainsaw on video. And the father would say, hey, you're doing that wrong. Stop. Now, anybody who's used a chainsaw will know that when you're doing something wrong, you speak up right away and tell that person you're doing something wrong. Stop. You're going to get hurt. Well, he was reported for yelling and abusing his child for yelling, stop. Now, imagine if the child would have cut his leg off, then there'd have been the same thing. He's being abused, shouldn't be using a chainsaw. Where's the father? Nobody's watching out for the kid. So I thought it was very educational, good training system for anybody, not just kids. So the other thing that has gotten me in serious trouble is Carolyn doing laundry. Now, yesterday I showed you that I am taking over the laundry. I just don't have a choice. It's gotten out of hand. So she used to do the laundry in these tubs. And so what I would do is I would fill these tubs. Every time she did laundry, I would empty the tubs. Normally I just picked them up and dumped them out. We have a hose hooked up to one of them. She would open up that drain and let it drain out, but it never drained out fast enough for me, so I would just pick it up and dump it, and then I would immediately start filling it again. Now, there towards the end of this usefulness, I was using buckets. I'd just carry the bucket from the well over to here. because running that hose back and forth with those filters on it and disconnecting it, and it was just, I felt like filling a bucket and bringing it over here was a lot easier. So then if Carolyn wanted to do laundry, all she did, whenever she wanted, she could do laundry whenever she wanted. It was always convenient. Well, everybody was always complained about that. It's been a serious problem. I really was left with no choice. My mother messaged Carolyn the other day with a wash machine, a camping wash machine, said you need to get this. A lot of people seem to think I'm radical in my ideas, like not using a wash machine. They don't think this is Carolyn's idea. They all believe it's my idea. My diet, I'm a carnivorous diet. Carolyn and I only eat meat. I don't go to doctors. Carolyn don't go to doctors. The other day she had to go to the emergency room and the doctor told her to get surgery. Carolyn doesn't want to get surgery, so we've been doing it naturally. That's a radical idea. My eye is another one. Doctor blinded me, making me take steroids. And I've been trying to fix it, and it's getting a lot better. I can see my hand now. That's amazing. I don't know if it'll get any better from this point, but it has gotten a lot better. I keep working at it, trying different vitamins and different things, and listening to different YouTube videos. We'll see. But I don't want to get a surgery. A doctor messed up my eye. Why would I go to a doctor to fix my eye? I mean, it seems absolutely ludicrous to me. These people are in customer service, doctors, in my opinion. And when they mess up, you don't continue to give them money so they can continue to mess up. I don't trust doctors. Well, that's a radical idea. So Carolyn was told the other day, well, he's just going to have to outgrow this. Outgrow it? I'm 52 years old. If I haven't done growing yet, then I'll never get there. As a matter of fact, I've never felt more mature in my life. Making sound, rational decisions. I don't over stress about things anymore. I take my time with my thought process. But no, if you're not doing it like everybody else, you're immature. You need to do things differently. Being on YouTube is a dangerous job. It's very dangerous. Just the other day, well, I guess it's been a couple months now, I've had 2 encounters with, I guess, subscribers. It got confrontational. Well, it definitely got confrontational with the first one. He started chasing me. And the second one, I felt like it was going to get confrontational. That guy was just, well, they were both big. One was chunky and the other one was just muscle. I honestly thought he probably did wrestling for a living, some sort of wrestling, some sort of sport activity. I would imagine wrestling. I found him on Facebook, actually. That was just by accident. I pretended that I was going to pull out my handgun, and he backed off. I just put my hand back there, and I didn't make any gestures other than that. They do find you, and they do threaten you, and they do turn you in. So at some point, I would imagine if I continue doing this life, someone is going to turn me in for abusing Carolyn. So I have no choice. I have to do things to protect myself. So we bought that wash machine. We hooked it up yesterday. Now we've learned that we can wash blankets with it. But she's not doing the laundry anymore. She doesn't want to use it. The chore has been put on me, so the folks that thinks that I'm sexist have gotten their way, that I will end up doing all of Carolyn's chores. Carolyn doesn't want to get old. She doesn't want to pretend like she's old. She doesn't want to be old. She wants to stay active. And the subscribers are literally telling her to sit down and don't do a thing. Make him do it all because he's forced you into this life. I know I'm on YouTube. I know there's sacrifices I have to make for being on YouTube. It's a job. Just like any job, you gotta make sacrifices for your job. I don't think it's fair to Carolyn that she has to have a wash machine now and she's not gonna do laundry. And I don't blame her. She didn't need to do laundry. She didn't want to do laundry in a wash machine. She wanted to stay active. So instead of doing laundry in a wash machine, maybe she can rake leaves. I don't know. The thing is if we were to stop doing this lifestyle and getting off YouTube and get a regular job, she would have to have that wash machine anyways. So what the subscribers are saying is you either do it my way or you're going to be in serious trouble somehow or another. And so I'm just trying to avoid trouble. I've always said that the best way to avoid trouble is avoid people. Unfortunately, I got to be on social media. It's just a fact of life. You got to make money. I'd rather make money on the property making YouTube videos than making money at an employer. It just keeps me on the property. and it does limit my exposure to people. But the people that don't want me doing this are dangerous. They're just dangerous. You can point to a specific political group that believe in one way, but their thinking is so crazy. I mean, it's just crazy. We want you to reduce your use of fossil fuels. Okay, check. I've done it. What more do you want from me? Oh no, you can't do it that way. You have to live in a 5,000 square foot house with all the appliances and reduce your electric usage. What are you, dumb? I guess I'm dumb because I don't know how to do it. So if you'll click this up next box, take the video where I was showing you that wash machine. So if I can inspire you to deal through the problems when you're living your dreams. Thanks for watching.